Global equity markets continued to strengthen, following a 115-point gain in the Dow Jones overnight. Recent news regarding the fiscal cliff negotiations is perceived as constructive discussion between the two parties. In particular, the gaps of difference on tax thresholds and revenue increase are getting narrower. The Republicans are said to be preparing for a so-called Plan B, as a tactic to pressure President Obama to further soften up his stance. The so-called Plan B includes extending low tax rates to Americans earning less than $1 million per annum, compared to Obama's latest proposed threshold of $400,000. Nonetheless, a White House spokesman emphasized that Obama has already demonstrated an obvious willingness to compromise and move more than halfway toward the Republicans. More news regarding the fiscal cliff would come out in the near term, and we would pay close attention on whether there could be a final deal before Christmas. In Europe, S&P raised Greece's credit rating back to B-, up from selective default, after the country has completed its bond buyback program. Greece's rating was cut to selective default, down from CCC, earlier this month due to the program. S&P said that, "The stable outlook balances our view of the Eurozone member states' determination to support Greece's Eurozone membership and the Greek government's commitment to a fiscal and structural adjustment against the economic and political challenges of doing so." But it also warned that, even after the buyback, Greece's end 2012 net debt to GDP ratio of over 160% of gross domestic product remains onerous. In Italy, former Prime Minister Berlusconi said that this rush to go to elections is creating unnecessary pressure, and suggested that the election could be delayed. Earlier this month, facing increased pressure from Berlusconi, Prime Minister Monti said he would resign and dissolve the government after passing the 2013 budget. That would trigger an early election within 45 to 70 days, and such an election could happen on February 17 or 24. However, the passage of the budget has somewhat been delayed, and it's unlikely it would be approved before December 21. On the data front, the New Zealand current account deficit came in slightly wider than expected at -4.418 billion New Zealand dollars in Q3. Australian Westpac leading indicator rose 0.1% month-on-month in October. Japan trade deficit widened to -0.87 trillion yen